in Dolby, I'm live on Swan on BBC Radio 1. It's 11 minutes past 4 on Monday, the 4th of January. Time to meet our new champion, our first of 2016. Let's see who started the new year as a winner. Good morning. Good Monday. Andy Fairweather in Southport. Home down. It's so big. Thank you for listening to me on Farm Show as well this year. I saw you a lot over last week, didn't I? Hello to Rob in Shropshire. Shropshire's Happy New Year. Now you're in first week today. Hello to Nathan and Robert working on security and family. Hello to Danny on the way back to work after Christmas. To Gemma from Wimbledon, just leaving for work. To Marcus, Kaylee up and about on the way back from hospital with a partner. Hello to Rebecca. Hello as well to the person who said I celebrated 2016 with my Glasgow anthem. Hello to Barry. Today is the London route back to London from Cork Island, heading straight to work. Happy 2016. Hello to Jeff, formerly known as the business self. Oh, Jeff, I'm going to miss you. Hello as well to Max, driving from Hartlepool to Aberdeen this morning. Hello as well to Keith the driver, he's driving from Redmond to Cambridge. So I can now confirm the first text of the day on the 4th of January 2016 is...
Chris Prentice.
Lovely work, Chris. My first of the new year, you're very special to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
So, back to work today, Chris?
Yeah, it's been a nice break, but got to do it, I'm afraid.
How long did you get off?
I've got a couple of days over New Year, but a few days over Christmas, which is more than normal, so...
They've been kind to you, that's great. Well done. So did you have a good Christmas and New Year? Did you get up to anything nice?
I just spent it with family, and it was lovely.
Okay, alright. What's the weather like today? Can you give us a one-word weather for everybody waking up to the new year?
Dank.
Okay, alright, and you're in Thanet at the moment?
On my way back there now, yeah.
Okay, alright. Chris, am I your first?
You're not, you're my second.
Oh! Welcome back. Repeat business. I'm always happy to have that. Okay, Chris, we'll ask you to pick our victory lap track now, please, if you wouldn't mind. Would you like... Grace, you don't own me.
What else we got?
Okay. Or, Fall Out Boy, Uma Thurman.
Yeah, I was that one.
Oh, you keep me on sense of hooks here with these calls here. Or, Jack Garrett and Breathe Live. Choice is yours, Chris.
Yeah, go. We'll try that one.
Yeah, alright, okay. Lovely stuff. So you're a greengrocer, Chris. Do you have any advice on how I get myself back to feeling human? Because I don't think I've eaten anything that's come out the ground for a while. I think everything I've been eating is man-made. So, any tips on what I should be eating?
Well, just plenty, I think.
Okay.
Get all that fruit inside you.
Alright, I will do. Thank you very much, Chris. Stay on the phone so we can get your details, and Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year, Dale. Thank you.
I wouldn't compliment myself for what I've become. Tell her I owe it to her. Tell her I owe it to her. I wouldn't praise myself for every good thing I've done. Tell her I owe it to her. Tell her I owe it to her. Tell her I owe it to every heartbeat. Tell her I owe it to every action. Tell her I owe it to always to her. Oh, will you break that easy? Keep on going. I I will not disturb your name. Oh, won't you breathe like this? Step inside, keep on learning. Oh. And keep like origins of cold light as our bodies. Oh, won't you breathe like this? Step inside, keep on learning.
The BBC Music Sound of 2016 long list is TruckCam.
They're the 50 most exciting artists predicted to do big things over the next 12 months.
My name is Annie Mack, and along with Keith Stevens, we are joining Scott Mills on the Radio 1 Breakfast Show all this week to reveal the top 5.
It's an amazing feeling to be recognised here.
Join us to discover the new favourite artists. BBC Music Sound 2016.
See and hear more from all 15 artists right now by heading to bbc.co.uk/sound of 2016.
There is nothing that I won't do, but I think I'm starting to stray. Have I done something to hurt you? 'Cause it's not been feeling the same. Maybe I've been seeing salt in the sand. I should know it's all in my head. But a question I know I had to ask. Are we in the hands of borrowed time? Borrowed time. When do you feel this? Are we in the hands of borrowed time? If you ever were to leave me, would you come back lonely someday? And if I said of parting easy, would you still come running away? Maybe I've been seeing salt in the sand. I should know it's all in my head. But a question I know I have to ask. Are we in the hands of borrowed time? Borrowed time. When do you feel that? Are we in the hands of borrowed
On our Hot for 2016 list of BBC Music Sound. This is Francis Tomorrow Time on BBC Radio 1, co-written with Howard of Disclosure. And Scott's in for Grimmy from 6:30 this morning, revealing number 5 on BBC Music Sound of 2016. Good luck, Francis. It's 4:22 on Monday, the 4th of January. Welcome to the show.
BBC Radio 1.
And thank you to our first texter, Christopher Greengrocer, on the way to Stanley this morning. second-time wedding. He's my first at the New Year. And if you heard me chatting to Chris, it feels like a normal Monday, but it's hard to think that. So I thought I'd just come straight back in, be fine, being back with the early morning crew. Now I am happy to see you, but your voice, your mouth just doesn't work sometimes. So we'll see how we get on with it. First text of the day is back tomorrow anyway, Tuesday at 4 on the dot. We hope to see you there. And I just want to say as well, thank you to George and all, who did an absolutely fantastic job of looking after this show last year. So on the menu today, menu as usual, we have new music from Spring Creek on the way. I love that band. We also have new bands. And then after 5, we would love to do our usual please. We'd love to see how kind of like your weekend / New Year's Christmas went. Hashtag that photo. So we like to do this on a Monday just to see how you've been getting on. Maybe one photo to sum up what you've been up to recently if you want mine. And I'll do mine as well. So yeah. Welcome pictures from Christmas and New Year. Already down and sweet to me this morning with this new trainers from Christmas. That's the sort of stuff we're looking for. And I hope you had a good one. I hope you got to have some time off. And then from 6:30 this morning, as I just said, Scott is in for Grimmy on the Radio 1 breakfast show, and he will begin announcing the top 5 in the BBC Music Sound of 2016 Oliver. We have one a day. Scott's on Monday today, and on Friday we will find our actual winner out. Start the end introducing and supporting some really talented people who we think will have a great year this year. And thank you as well to everybody saying hello on 81199 or tweet us at BBCR1, more shots on the way. And I think extra points as well to anybody who's texted us from Scotland today. I believe that our Scottish brothers and sisters have the day off. I believe it's bank holiday in Scotland, or that's what my calendar's telling me. It says it's your second New Year's Day, something like that observed, so maybe you can explain a little bit more. So 81199 to say hello, tweet us at BBCR1, we'll keep the music coming. This is Florence and the Machine, and What Kind of Man?
To the other side of my arms, wondering what to do with life. I don't really listen to the reason I was jumping to do it.
Yeah, I never got to do any more helicopter flights. Days all up with water, just don't play the water. So you're a little. No, I haven't done my extra yet. Still working on that. And, that's good. I saw your call sign, though. I know that. I know the call sign. I'm back on good here. We'll put towards the 7100 sounded great, or sounds very good. That's another 0.
No, she could never ever be a gold.
I've known of you, you're so good at night. I've even seen you there, maybe once or twice. But it's better, keep that pressure. Worth more than my love in a question. This time you find your neighbor.
Complete the photo.
Everyone's on to your charm. And I can do it to you. And I can please you. I try so hard to be patient, hoping you'll stop this infatuation. But I'm so afraid of losing you forever. Stop in the name of love before you break. Maybe think it over.
The Supremes, and we'll have just one more aspect tacked on the letter T, and that's themes. Several TV theme songs and melodies made our charts in the 60s, some of them more popular than the programs associated with Fox Jury and all found their theme in the charts, as did The Strange World of Billy Slade, starring Anthony Newley, with this theme played by the Max Harris Group. deemed unsuitable for singles or surplus requirements for albums. Some of these were the highest standard, as written as an example. Johnny Spencer's arrangement of a George Martin-produced track was Cilla Black, Please Don't Teach Me to Love You, recorded in 1965 but not released until 1997 on Cilla's triple CD, The Abbey Road Decade.
Please don't teach me to love you if you can't learn to love me too. Don't teach me to love you, 'cause darling, a one-sided love won't do. Don't teach me the thrill of your heart, all the talk about you. Don't say goodbye, 'cause very life is so lost without you. You don't teach me to love, and loving you will only bring regret. Don't teach me to love, and loving you something that I must forget. Don't teach me the thrill of your lips, only to lose them. If they're not free to give to me, then I don't want to use them. Please don't teach me to love you. Please don't teach me to want you and need you. Darling, if you can be mine. Please don't teach me to love you, as loving you something that I must forget. Don't teach me the thrill of your lips, only to lose them. If they're not free to give to me, then I don't want to use them. Please don't teach me to love you. Please don't teach me to want you.
A Cilla Black recording that remained unreleased until 32 years after it was made. Many subsequently big names got their breaks discovered in local clubs. So we arrive now at V for venues. In Manchester was the opposite block, in Birmingham, Samantha's, and then there was Wickham Casino, and in London a selection of trendy clubs such as the Marquee, the Bag and Nails, and the Flamingo. While tucked away in Richmond was the Crawdaddy, where the unknown Rolling Stones were the resident band, followed later by the Yardbirds. So let's see their 1965 number 2, Heart Full of Soul.
Where is she? Tell me where. And then she said to you, she don't call me. Give her my message. Tell her on my feet. And I know, for if she had me back again, well, I would never make her back.
her that I'll be there. Oh, and if she says to you, she don't love me, just give her my message. Tell her all my needs, and I know, for if she had me back again, I would never regret it.
Now, we approach the next letter, W, with caution, because it stands for weird, and there were many very odd releases in the 60s that might also well have raised the question, why, such as My West's Twist and Shout. Then Roger Moore took his way through Red as Laika, while Cassius Clay gave us a version of Stand By Me. But we think one of the strangest was William Shatner's much-played 1967 cover of the Beatles' Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Picture yourself in a boat on a river with tangerine trees and marmalade skies. Somebody calls you to answer quite slowly. A girl with kaleidoscope eyes. Cellophane flowers of yellow and green towering over your head. A girl with a smile in her eyes, and she's gone.
Lucy in the sky, Lucy in the sky, Lucy in the sky,
Far down a bridge by a fountain, the rocking horse people marshmallow fries. Everyone smiles as you drift past the flowers that grow so incredibly high. Newspaper taxis appear on the shore, waiting to take you away. Climb in the back, you can hear the crowd, and you go!
Pictures of a train in a station with glass ceiling port, with looking glass ties. Suddenly, someone is there at the turnstile. A girl with kaleidoscope.
So, W was for weird, but it might also stand for winners, as evinced in the Eurovision Song Contest that began in 1956 and still takes place every year. In the 60s, France won the event twice, and in 1969 there were joint winners along with the UK, Spain and the Netherlands. Luxembourg won twice, and once each with Denmark, Italy, Spain and Austria. In 1967, Britain won outright for the first time, with Martin and Coulter's song Puppet on a String, performed by Sandy Shaw.
I wonder if one day if they say you love me, I'll be happy. Like the puppet on a string. Life is just like a merry-go-round.
day I'm feeling down on the ground, and I'm up in the air. Are you leading me on? Tomorrow will you be if you say I love you, madly, I'm gladly there like a puppet on the I may win on the roundabout, then I lose on the string. In or out, there is never a doubt, just who's pulling the string.
Truck.
Like a puppet on a string. Like a puppet on a string.
As we near the end of our alphabet, we have two entries under the letter X. The first being X marks the spot for groups that never existed. By the end of the 60s, producers found when they had a great song, they didn't essentially need a known act to record it, so brought in session singers and musicians and released it under a fictitious name. An example of this was the 1969 multi-million selling single Sugar Sugar by the Archies, produced by Jeff Parry, who'd also written it with Andy Kim, both of whom helped in the backing vocals, with a group of studio musicians and lead vocal by Rob Dante.
You are my dream girl, and you got me wanting you. Honey, sugar, sugar, you are my dream girl, and you got me wanting you. I just can't believe the things of love. I just can't believe the wonder of this feeling too. It's true. Ah, sugar. Oh, honey, honey. You are my king.
Sorry, I'll think about 25.
a US and a UK #1 by fictitious group The Archies. And we're following that with a hit by a singer who actually used the recording name Miss X in the song Christine on the independent Edmund label. But she turned out to be dancer Lana Blair's sister Joyce, attempting to cash in on a political scandal involving the Conservative minister John Profumo and a girl named Christine Kino. The song had been co-written by Leslie Bricusse and Spanish aristocrat Jaime Zamora y Aragon, musician and part-time wrestler. The BBC refused to play it, but the less sensitive Radio Luxembourg gave it enough airplay to put it into our top 40.
My name's Christine. What's yours? You're joking. What now? I'm a good girl.
The 1963 hit by Miss X, alias Joyce Blair. So we're just 2 letters to go to complete our alphabet, leading to the letter Y, and the most recorded song in music history. Yesterday, written by Paul McCartney, but credited to Lennon and McCartney with over 2,000 cover versions. It was also voted Best Song of the 20th Century in the 1999 Radio 2 poll of music experts and listeners. The most successful 60 was this 1965 UK number 8 by the late Matt Monro.
Yes, after having spied for Britain. In the film, a man with a British accent makes threats towards the UK. Whitehall sources have suggested the latest footage is an attempt by IS to distract attention from recent military setbacks. Saudi Arabia has given all Iranian diplomats in the country 48 hours to leave after severing ties with Tehran, with a row of the execution by the Saudis of a prominent Shia Muslim cleric. Sheikh Nimr al-Nimr was one of 47 people put to death for terrorism-related offences. Lisa Satrapos.
Relations between these rivals have long been strained. A diplomatic rupture between the main Sunni and Shia power in the region will resonate across the Middle East, where they back opposing sides in many destructive wars. Last year had ended with some hope that talks on ending Yemen's conflict had at least begun, and Syria would follow this month. Now that daunting diplomacy looks an awful lot harder.
Smaller developers are to be given the chance to buy public sector land with planning permission in place in an effort to fast-track house building. The government says the scheme will help deliver its commitment to build 200,000 new starter homes. Labour says fewer homes have been built over the last 5 years than under any peacetime government since the 1920s. Several supermarkets are cutting the cost of diesel to below £1 a litre, its cheapest since 2009. Morrison's has already lowered prices at the pumps. Asda, Sainsbury's and Tesco will do the same today. Jeff Gazos is an environmental campaigner, but it's no cause for celebration.
I'm unsure about cheap prices where the product, in this case petrol or diesel, doesn't cover the cost that it imposes on us all. Every day we hear about the linkage between climate change and extreme weather events, yet we still merrily celebrate, as if it's good news, our ability to spend more on diesel or petrol.
Public Health England is launching a new smartphone app which shows the sugar content of food and drink as part of efforts to combat tooth decay, obesity and type 2 diabetes. The Sugar Smart app works by scanning barcodes. Alison Teston, chief nutritionist at Public Health England, says early reaction to the scanner has been encouraging.
We have trialled the app with families and they really enjoyed using it. Our Change for Life campaign in the past, parents have used the material we've provided, so we think it will help parents. That's what our consumer research says. It's something that mums want to use.
Now the weather, northeastern parts of the UK will have persistent rain with a continued risk of flooding. And you feel cold and strong winds. Other parts will have a mixture of sunny spells and frequent showers. Some of them heavy and the risk of thunder in the south. Well, that's the BBC News at 3 minutes past 5 and back with headlines at 5:30.
Happy New Year, good morning, it is Monday. If you're awake but you shouldn't be, by rights you should be slumbering. Instead you can hear me saying Happy New Year. Then you are just right to join the Cream Cracker Collective. We need to know all about it. Keep young and beautiful, it's your duty to be beautiful. Keep young and beautiful, if you want to be loved.
Get ready for the Cream Cracker Collective on BBC Radio 2.
Got the waiting cab stopped at the red light. I just showed up, and it's not just right. It's that straight up, come and here's hell. That's the first words we asked what it meant. Instead of waiting from what's on my left. Take a holiday, is this what you want? So have a nice day, have a nice day, have a nice day, have a nice day. Lie around all day, haven't been a chance. Yourself into a share, that's what I hate. You said we're going wrong, we've all become the same. We're just the same ways, only our accents change. So have a nice day, have a nice day. like this. I'm driving around all day. I can't process this. It's all money guns. I want to send them out. They're only in it now to make them all know. So have a nice day. Have a nice day. Have a nice day. Have a nice day. Have a
Here, I do hope you have a nice day. The time, 6 minutes past 5, the day, Monday, the year, 2016, the mood, fantastic, optimistic, full of vim and vigour. Haven't had enough time yet to break very many of my New Year resolutions. Hope you're still sticking to yours. If you're wise enough not to make any, that's probably the best policy. I have missed you hugely. I hope you had a brilliant Christmas. Fabulous, sparkling, dazzling, good fun, cosy, warm, friendly, without family arguments. Is that too much to ask? Possibly. I hope you had a really fantastic time. And Gary sends you all her love too and wishes you a very, very happy new year. I will tell you the highlight of my festive season as briefly as I can while glowing at you through the microphone and through the airwaves, and that is that my younger daughter, I only have two, one is older, one is younger, the little one is Saskia. She's a primary school teacher, and she was proposed to and accepted the proposal of the delightful Mark. This was all over the festive period just before Christmas, and Mark, amazingly, astoundingly, involved the entire family in the proposal. It took place by a little lake in the New Forest, and there was a little fisherman's lodge right next to it. And anyway, Saskia didn't know anything about it. We all knew, but she didn't know. The whole family was on this holiday, including Mark's mum, and Saskia was whisked at 3 p.m. precisely over ground in an over-road vehicle to a little tiny fisherman's lodge by a lake. And then she got out of this great big car, in which I should say her favourite tunes were playing. He'd rigged up the whole thing, and when she got out, there were candles twinkling in this little tiny fisherman's lodge by a lake, and there were rose petals scattered, and there was a bottle of champagne cooling on ice, and a beautiful bouquet of roses. And Mark said lovely private things to her, which we don't know what they were, and quite rightly so. And then he said to her, I have a question to ask you, but I need my helpers. On cue, bounding over ground in a large vehicle came me, can you imagine, his mum, honestly, and Allegra, daughter the elder, with her husband Dan, and both babies, both the grandbabies. And Zeke, aged 2, was wearing a sweatshirt, obviously all commandeered and designed and organised by Mark, which said, please could Mark Joss, that's his surname, Mark Joss, and the baby, Merrily, who's now 12 weeks old, was about 11 weeks at the time, was wearing a pink baby grow, which said on it, become Uncle Mark. So that was the question. Then he went down on one knee in front of all of us, asked her to marry him. A great many tears were shed, and then afternoon tea was eaten. It was well exciting, and I am absolutely thrilled, and now all set to become, of course, mother of the bridezilla.
The doors are locked. The night is ready for you. Dinner's still hot. You don't want dessert to spoil. Baby, come home, come home, come home. Baby, come home, come home. Baby, come home, come home, come home. As soon as you come in this house, you're gonna take it to higher ground. See me no wonder. See me no. See me no wonder. See me no. See me no wonder. See me no. As soon as you come in this house, I'm gonna take it to higher ground. Like you, it's looking gorgeous. Lay on my chest, right out into the morning. Baby, come home, come home, come home. Baby, come home, come home. Baby, come home, come home, come home. Sing it on one love. Sing it on. Sing it on one love. Sing it on. Sing it on one love. Sing it on. As soon as you come in this house, you'll take it to higher ground. Sing it on one love. Sing it on one love. Getting to know you, getting to know all about you, getting to like you, getting to hope you like me. As you know, it is January. It is time for Out with the Old and In with the New. And this show is no exception to that mantra. We're doing our spring cleaning early this year. Normally at this time, as you know, I would be setting up our daily dilemma in the ditty, and I'd ask you to answer a question plucked from the lyrics of various songs from across the decades. But after an entire year of raiding the radio jukebox, poor producer Kerry was running out of songs with questions in them. I took pity upon her. And so we've had a shake-up for 2016. It is time for getting to know you, and I want to take full advantage of this extremely special time of day, because as you know, if you're a lovely listener and you've listened for more than a couple of seconds to this programme, you'll know that it's a time of day where we get to be a little bit more intimate and maybe a little bit more honest. Let's hope a little bit more honest than lots of other radio programmes. We really do tell it like it is at this time in the morning. And so I want to continue gleaning those precious and insightful nuggets from all of you and keep building up the remarkable picture that I have of each and every one of you in my mind. And so I'm going to be continuing my early morning questioning, but for 2016, my questions every day will be taken from a variety of different sources, so we can keep things fresh and surprising, a little bit fanciful. So they might come from a book I've just read, or the last question that somebody asked me face to face, or simply something I just fancy knowing all about you. The world is our oyster. So to kick off getting to know you in style, today's question comes from an utterance producer Kerry made herself less than 12 hours ago upon walking up the stairs in her house to discover that 2.5-year-old Oscar, who'd been charged with putting his myriad of dinosaurs away before bedtime, had decided instead to upend the contents of every toy box and bookshelf in his entire bedroom. The question this morning is this: getting to know you. What on earth do you think you're doing? I repeat, what on earth do you think you're doing?
Kilo Echo 8, Bravo Echo. Bravo Echo 6.
That's the Isley Brothers and this old heart of mine, so I do hope you're going to answer today's Getting to Know You question, the very first of 2016, in fact the very first ever, the question, what on earth do you think you're doing? You can answer it if you please on 88 to 91. Text will be charged at your standard message rate. Do please make sure though that it's safe to text me before you do it. You can email vfeltz, F-E-L-T-Z, at bbc.co.uk. There is no Radio 2 Facebook. There is also our Twitter. And the question, what on earth do you think you're doing? Jeremy Vine.
You also get to see
is what holds
our fellow driver
The funny thing is, we always say on the show, no banker ever went to prison, but we just met one that did. Some figures came out and showed that this program is now
a backup. We saw a whole blow getting out of their cars
that is so
and just ran up.
And it's partly, I think, because we play the Smiths. Heaven knows I'm miserable.
Jumping on the hoods of their vehicles. Swapping.
That's quite a long title.
Rapid-fire.
It's serious, but it's also, sometimes it's join us weekdays from midday on BBC Radio 2.
I think it was a bunch of college kids one night.
Well done, Jeremy. Well done, Phil, and the entire team. So I do hope that you are answering today's Getting to Know You question. What on earth do you think? Question 88 and 91. And bbc.co.uk.
So I presume that you would take the cross-country route back and forth depending on you, is that correct?
Yes, but you're not away from the should be, and you are eligible to join the Green Cracker Collective.
Photo driver, me and my girlfriend are team drivers. She lives in Idaho, and like I said,
however,
so it makes it a fun little road back and forth to each home. Essentially, pretty.
Livestock outside, promotion of any kind, a dim and manufacturing, because you're one of the first people to get the virus in 2016.
And radio helps, but they're supposed to do to chat with and tell stories and all like that. Make someone else go.
Meanwhile, I'm having a look at
presuming that this is the only snowy area you're going to have to go through, so I guess that's winter, right?
in the US, this video, security services began on yesterday for a masked Britain who became a bloodthirsty figurehead for Islamic State. Inclusive spying for the UK. Also today, probably to the Times, Ben and Byrne.
All the way over here, Wyoming has some bad times too.
The Shadow Foreign Secretary Andy Byrne, the Shadow Home Secretary, have taken the unusual step to swap jobs.
Back to those of us who just drive a passenger vehicle, kind of like when we have to chain outfitted.
Unprecedented mention.
So bigger thing for you, eh?
And the Daily Mail, furious ambulance chasing lawyers try to prosecute the UK's Iraq heroes and handed taxpayers millions Does the BBC's racy new War and Peace but maybe you do. Jihadi Jr. A video by a murder in 5 men features a
pick up a lot of fair, take it back.
accent. film released yesterday shows the shooting of alleged UK spies.
Running from
And the film says we will kill the non-believers. Same headline in The Guardian. And also in The Guardian today, excuse me, push to settle junior doctors round the full strike deadline. A last-ditch offer will be made to junior doctors today. The talks aimed at finding a settlement in a protracted dispute reached a critical point, which expects pension crisis to last for 20 years. 11 million Britons face reduced pension payouts. Employers will struggle to have enough cash to meet their liabilities. Very quick, simple to throw on. It seems worse now than 10 years ago. Also published in the Express, picture of Prince Philip, dapper dude, stylish warrior. Inside the papers, blizzards alert, Alpine threatening chaos. So we face another week of wild winter storms with torrential rain, gales, like the waves along the coast, before snow and freezing temperatures set in. The day cricket bad boy smashed his way into history. Wild Child, a hero in 198 balls and 258 runs. The tattooed former Wild Child of English cricket secured his place in history yesterday, one of the most devastating performances the game has ever seen. Then Stokes 24 smashed an incredible 258 runs from 198 balls in South Africa, toppling a host of records along the way. It was one of the fastest 250 ever. His innings included a second fastest double century and the most sixes hit by an England player in a test innings. Other news, attractive diners get the best tables at restaurants. If you never seem to get that coveted restaurant table by the window, you might think the guest is too busy. Restaurateurs have revealed the real reason: bad taste in your mouth. They see good-looking diners at prominent tables to attract more customers, while those considered less attractive get a seat in the loo or in the kitchen. Don't take that personally, just because they don't think you're gorgeous doesn't mean we don't think you're gorgeous. Get the X Factor. Primary schools have been ordered to test all pupils on their times tables in the maths drive. Bread and breakfast. This is a flat that a woman rented out on Airbnb for New Year's Eve, and the pictures are horrifying. She's 31. She cancelled her own celebrations after neighbours rang to complain of grime music and cannabis fumes coming from a one-bedroom garden apartment. She returned to find scores of revellers pouring in and out of the building, and all sorts of unsavoury things going on. This is in Putney, southwest London, that this occurred. Celebrity marriages are twice as likely to end in divorce as other marriages. Paul McKenna said it might not seem the most romantic way to find a partner, but he used a spreadsheet to find his. A spreadsheet program normally used by accountants is how he tracked down his fiancée. He's 52, he's worth around 40 million, and he said he turned to Microsoft Excel after a friend pointed out that he dated lots of beautiful women, but, and I quote, didn't really like them. Oh!
change your point of view. Come on, bitch!
Good morning, everyone. They're a bit quiet this morning. The roads are certainly quiet, that's for sure. Very, very quiet. Just deciding what way to go. I can either go right round the M25 and back up again into Wimbledon, or cut across country. There's no cross country, is there? But cut into London, then go down to Wimbledon. A2. Anyway, Happy New Year to everyone. Hopefully you all had a good Christmas and good New Year. Or made the best of what you had anyway.
Meanwhile, Oxfam and Amnesty International are among the 27 agencies here who are urging the government to improve what they call its clearly inadequate response to the refugee crisis. 24-hour rail strike is
G0 HWC Mobile listening UK-wide 235. G0 HWC Mobile 25.
Sunny styles and quick channels elsewhere.
That's Odyssey in native New York. The time is 5:35. The question getting to know you this morning, what on earth do you think you're doing? And Lynn says, welcome back, I missed you. What on earth am I doing? Well, at this minute, I'm ironing. I'm panicking about our impending dreaded CQC visit at the surgery where I work. This is Tuesday, this Wednesday. It's making me ill. I'm nearly under hold of my blouse. Again, I was going to say, don't do it again. You ruined a perfectly good blouse. Only the other day, 10 in with each. I'm trying to stagger back into the working week. What you mean and how you feel. And Michelle from Sweden, hi Michelle, says, Happy New Year. What on earth do I think I'm doing? If I only knew. Oh dear. Having some trouble at work. Oh no, this is really bad. They've decided they don't need me anymore. So I don't really know. I wish I did know. Oh, I hope you'll find something else really good. It might turn out to be better. You never know. She says, but hey, it's a new week, a new year, and hopefully the rest of the week and year will be good. Have a lovely day. Michelle, lots of luck with it. Hope you find something that is good fun and stimulating and just what you need to be doing. And Dawn in Blackburn says, what else do you think you're doing? Back to work with an almighty bang. Lol. Lol indeed. Should we have a little bit of gardening guilt? Why not start the new year off with a bit of guilt? I mean, you know, it's all the same old, isn't it, really? And this is gardening tips for the whole year, and they're courtesy of Nigel Colborne. He says, my 10 commandments. 1, do something new. This could be a big project, a new pond perhaps, or something modest. Road test new vegetables, try growing carnivorous plants, or completed a flower show. Oh, come on, it. He says, my 2016 project is to start a collection of alpine sink gardens. That doesn't mean like a sink estate, it means in an old sink, I believe. Number 2, boost off-season interest. Plant hellebores, aconites and snowdrops for February. Collect spring-blooming perennials like thermopsis, spring peas and doronicums. Extend autumn shows with late asters and salvias. Grow shrubs for winter flowers or late summer blossom as well as berries. Rethink your lawn. Lawns regularly fed and treated with herbicides are hard work and bad for nature. Consider cutting out weed and feed to make yours more eco-friendly. Mow without the grass box, setting blades a little higher and tolerate daisies and other so-called weeds. You'll save money and you'll protect wildlife. 4, remove plants that simply don't perform. If any plants disappoint, dump them. This applies as much to shrubs and trees as to smaller species, so be ruthless. Replace rejects with carefully chosen plants. Crops grow only what the family will eat and enjoy. And number 5, I'll give you the other 5 tomorrow. Plant for pollinators. Verge cutting, habitat loss and intensive farming have caused a decline in wildflowers, which threatens bees, butterflies and other insects. Help them survive by planting as many pollinator-friendly plants as you can. Examples of these include lavenders, cranesbills, catmint, foxgloves, polyanthus, wallflowers, and many, many more. You can check buglife.org.uk for more information. 5 commandments today, 5 commandments tomorrow.
B7, OK, Charlie.
Higher than the ceiling. Oh, baby, it's the ultimate feeling. You got me lifted, feeling so gifted. Sugar, how you get so fly? We calculated about you in time. Time should go just to ride up the spice. Jump in the loop and everyone's desire. She's out to get you. You get her, you get her. She's something mystical, colonizing. So far from typical, but take my advice. Before you play with fire, do things twice. And if you get burned, well, baby, don't you be surprised. But you give me a
Vanessa's Cream Cracker Collective. Public service broadcasting for up all night mums and dads with wakeful babies. Bless them.
baby, 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 I love you, baby. Let the portals of the Cream Cracker Collective be cast asunder, open sesame, and may the inductions begin. And shame upon you, dear listener, we don't have a single wakeful baby. Can that be true in the whole of the United Kingdom and beyond? Oh, come on. Where are these babies keeping away? Okay, this is Craig. He's a taxi driver from Swindon. He's on the M4 to take patients to dialysis treatment. He says, can you be in the CCC and Happy New Year to everybody? The answer is yes, Craig. Consider yourself duly inducted. It's John at JLF Transfers in Blackburn on my second airport run. I've been up since 2:30am. Can I be in the CCC? Of course you can, John. Consider yourself duly inducted. Kirsty, she says, I'm cream crackered. I'm up for work after 3 hours sleep. The joys of first day back to work and not being able to sleep. Tell me about it. I was still awake at 1:30 this morning. I know how you feel, Kirsty. She says, can she be in? She's in South Wales. The answer is she's in. She's inducted. Can I be inducted again? I'm just back from a 9-day trip to Singapore and Sydney with work. This is Matt, and he says, I don't know what day it is, I don't know what time it is, I'm also full of cold. I love your show, I listen to it whenever I'm in, wherever I am in the world. Well, that's a compliment. Yes, you're certainly in the CCC. Morning, Vanessa, lovely to have you back. This is Jeff on Hospital Linen Run from Eastbourne to Central London. All of you are duly inducted. If you are a 5-year-old girl, you will love the next song. If you are, my daughter, the primary school teacher tells me, if you're a 5-year-old boy, you will equally adore this song. If you're over 5 years old, you may not be able to get this out of your head for the rest of the day. It is one of Chris Evans' proverbial earworms. And here it is for all CC members and other earwiggers. Idina Menzel, and Let It Go.
Snow glows white on the mountain tonight, not a footprint to be seen. A kingdom of isolation, and it takes life I'm the queen. The wind is howling like this swirling storm inside. Trying to keep it in, heaven knows I've tried. Don't let them in, don't let them see. Be the good girl you always have to be. Conceal, don't fear, don't let them know. Well, now they know. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. let it go. Turn away and slam the door. I don't care what they're going to say. Let the storm rage on. Oh, never bothered me anyway. It's funny how something different makes everything seem small. Tears and once controlled me can't get to me at all. Time to see what I can do to test the limits and break through. No rules for me. I'm free. Let it go, let it go. I am one with the wind and tide. Let it go, let it go. You'll never see me cry. Here I stand, here I stay. Let the storm rage on. Our glory through the air and to the ground. We saw it spiraling in frozen fractals all around. One thought crystallized is like a shining land. Another falling back. The past is in the past. It'll never bother me anyway.
I'm hoping you joined in with that and did all the gestures and all the movements and you knew every word. If there's a child anywhere near your house, you certainly will, and maybe you didn't even have the excuse of a child, you did it anyway. The time, 5:47. That means it's time for Pause for Thought. And I'm absolutely delighted to welcome for the very first time this year, 2016, the Reverend Tony Miles, Methodist minister and media chaplain from Central Hall in Westminster. He always smiles at me, but today he has an extra wide grin, and I hope he'll tell you why. Why are you so happy today?
Well, first of all, Happy New Year, but I'm a granddad again.
Oh, congratulations. And he was born, what, December?
Yeah, 30th of December.
Oh,
so I'm very
fantastic. That's so exciting. And I've seen the picture, and oh my goodness, lovely. So what's our theme, our first theme for the new year?
Well, I'll come to that in a moment, but first of all, 51 years ago today, Vanessa, an influential poet died, and there's a memorial to him in Westminster Abbey's Poets' Corner. T.S. Eliot, a guy who loved cats. In fact, Andrew Lloyd Webber's Feline musical was inspired by his Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats. Eliot also explored faith, as seen in his poem Journey of the Magi, topical as this Wednesday's the 12th day after Christmas, a festival remembering the travels of the wise men following a star to worship the Messiah with gifts of gold, frankincense and myrrh. Epiphany, meaning revelation, is when Christians celebrate God becoming one of us through his son Jesus. And Eliot's poem speaks of a challenging journey, the wise daring to leave the safety of home and preconceived ideas to pursue the light of a star and be led to new eye-opening places. So our theme on Pause for Thought this week, surprising encounters. And I'd like to kick off by sharing an unexpected moment of revelation this Christmas. It was absolutely mad time as my daughter and son-in-law and 10-month-old granddaughter joined us from across the pond. And they were here for just a week, so everyone wanted a piece of them, and their visit was planned like a military operation with my wife and her spreadsheet as mission control. We travelled all over the place, and though wonderful, it was exhausting. We even took little Sienna to see her great-great-grandmother, who's 100, and had a photo taken of, get this, 5 generations all together. Isn't that amazing?
That's your own grandma.
That's my grandma.
That's amazing. Wow.
I'll show you the photo.
Gosh. Wow.
And yet, despite all the activity, the presence of a smiling baby often stilled us, capturing our hearts and our gazes too. Vulnerability and innocence drawing people together, melting us and putting things into perspective. And in the midst of all this, it seemed as though a voice was speaking in the silence, between the cries and the giggles and the baby talk, like the stillness, to quote Eliot, between 2 waves of the sea. Those in-between moments allowed God to whisper, Tony, what's the most important thing? To be honest, I know the wise still do seek after truth and what's most important in life. The trouble is I let life's pressures cloud me from all my good intentions. So this Christmas I rediscovered the art of pausing, to look level-eyed into the soul of a child, like the Magi, and somehow to see the face of God.
Right now we're all crying, obviously, which is a marvellous way to start the new year. And he's going to show me a picture of his grandma who's 100 with your baby granddaughter.
I've just turned my phone off, so
I
you can ring,
can't
so I'll tell
wait
you
to
after.
see that. Oh, well, thank you so much. It's been absolutely marvellous to see you, as it always was.
Well, it's lovely to see you, and congratulations. I hear you've got a new show on the way.
Ah, yes, I do. I have yes, you know, I always do a show after this one, and I'm on BBC Radio London, and normally for the last, 14 years, I think it is, I've done the mid-morning show that starts at 9 o'clock. What I normally do is drive home to Phelps Towers after this show, have a kip for 37 minutes, get dressed and drive back in again to do the other show. But they've moved me to breakfast, which is considered a kick upstairs, a good promotion and all that. And it starts at 7 this morning. I come off air here at 6.
So you're going to do both?
Yeah.
Oh, great. So you're not going to lose you?
No. Oh, no, you're not losing me. Definitely not. No. No one's losing anything except me losing sleep worrying about how to do it. Because I'm on, as we know, we're on the 6th floor here. I've got to get down 6 flights. Often the cleaners commandeer the lifts at this time of day. I may be whizzing down all 6. I've got to get through security, cross the road, cross a little piazza, through security in a different building, up to the 2nd floor. I hope pay a visit to the ladies, because I'm only human, and be on air at 7.
Okay, note to self.
Yeah, note to self.
2016, prayers for Vanessa for energy.
And I'm not exactly Speedy Gonzales at the best. I can imagine me waddling across this road and, oh, goodness, and on air at 7, sounding like I know what I'm doing. That's the aim.
Amazing.
I know, well, if I can do it, it would be amazing. If not, I don't know.
Not as amazing as my grandmother.
Not nearly as amazing as your grandmother. Thank you so much. And here, concluding Pause for Thought, Reverend Tony Miles, The Moody Blues and Eyes of a Child.
Listen, hear the sound, the child away. Wander all around, the child away. Now, in his life, he never must be lost. No thought must deceive him in life. You must know with the eyes of a child. You must try to see that your world's spinning round, and through life you will be a small part of the whole of a love that exists in the eyes of a child. You will see. Life away. Here is your dream, and now how does it feel? No words will go with you, and now what is real? eyes of a child, you must come and see that your world's spinning round, and through life you will be a small part of all of the love that exists in the eyes of the child. You will see.
Playing his favourite songs.
Hey, this is Mika on Radio 2, playing some of the best tracks from rock and pop history.
And sharing the stories behind them.
Rod Temperton, Thriller. Michael Jackson came in, put down his little demo, but instead of singing Thriller, he sings Starlight. And Rod, for the next 24 hours, was looking for a word. It was like, this record could really become part of pop history. I've got to get it right. And he went through the dictionary. Finally, he came to the word Thriller.
Mika, the art of song.
That's the word. That's the single. That's the t-shirt.
Available to download on the BBC iPlayer radio app. And if you can't get enough of Mika, there'll be more of him on this show coming up after the 6 o'clock news, so keep your ears peeled.
Megalopolis.
Patronymic.
Impedimenta.
Fiddle faddle. Vanessa's Word of the Day on BBC Radio 2.
And the first word of the day for 2016 comes from a novel by Edith Wharton. You know who she was? She was a great pal of Henry James's, an American, a high society lady who thought better of it and became a novelist. And one of her novels is called The Custom of the Country. And I'm reading it because I'm going to be on Radio 4's A Good Read. And the way that programme works is you choose a book and the other people on the show have to read that. And then you have to read the books that they choose. I must say, at an advanced age, I'm going to be 54 this year, blimey. At an advanced age, it's hard to read a book that you haven't chosen yourself. You don't really like it. To plough right on to the very end is tough. Fortunately, The Custom of the Country is a fabulously gripping novel about naked ambition and aspiration and, society shenanigans. It's really good fun. I'm thoroughly enjoying it, working my way through the 480 pages. And this is a word from that novel. In fact, Edith Wharton uses it twice to describe a character that she really doesn't like very much, and she wants the reader to feel rather repulsed by. However, I had never seen this word. The word is batrachian. So you spell B-A-T-R-A-C-H-I-A-N, batrachian. Right, so I've never heard of this word in my life. I look it up in the Oxford English Dictionary, the big fat one. What does it say under batrachian? It says, another word for anuran, A-N-U-R-A-N, another word of which, I'm sorry to admit, I have never heard in my life. So I look up anuran. What does it mean? It means toad-like or frog-like, resembling a tailless amphibian. So if somebody you know looks like a toad or a frog, they are batrachian, indeed anuran. Now you may use either or both of those words in the sentence. Batrachian and anuran, synonyms for meaning you've got the countenance, mate, of a frog.
Winter wonderland, the children are far too scared to play. Winter wonderland, it looks beautiful on a postcard. It's really annoying after a day. I saw your face in a dream I had last night. You were on your way to space, but I think you missed your flight. You leaving this world, you're on a cloud in a room with a view. Until I woke up, but I was lying next to you. Winter wonderland, the memories like the songs that come from us. I saw your face in a dream I had last night. You were on your way to space, but I think
This is BBC Radio 2 online on digital radio and on 88 to 91 FM.
And now at BBC News at 6 o'clock, this is Harvey Cook. The UK's security and intelligence agencies are examining a video released by the Islamic State group to identify a man and a young boy with British accents. The video apparently shows the killing of 5 men who IS say were spying for the UK. Saudi Arabia has ordered Iranian diplomats to leave the country within 48 hours. It's the latest stage in a row between Sunni Saudi Arabia and Shia Iran, following the Saudis' execution of a prominent Shia Muslim cleric. Smaller developers are to be given the chance to buy public sector land with planning permission in place in a bid to fast-track house building. The government says the scheme will help deliver its commitment to build 200,000 new starter homes. Labour says fewer homes have been built over the last 5 years than under any peacetime government since the 1920s. The death toll from an earthquake which has hit northeast India is expected to rise. At least 6 deaths have been confirmed. The quake's epicentre was near the city of Imphal, but it was felt hundreds of miles away in the Bangladeshi capital Dhaka. We've just received this report from Justin Rolas in Delhi.
With a magnitude of 6.8, this was a powerful quake, and it was relatively shallow. This tends to increase the impact of an earthquake. It also hit before dawn, while most people were asleep. The roofs and staircases of dozens of buildings were damaged, trapping residents in the city of 250,000 people.
Sweden has introduced identity checks in a bid to cut the number of migrants entering the country. Meanwhile, Oxfam and Amnesty International are among 27 agencies here who are urging the government to improve what they call its clearly inadequate response to the refugee crisis. A 24-hour rail strike is taking place in Wales, with all services via Viva trains cancelled. The action is over drivers' pay and conditions. Here's Thomas Morgan.
Across Wales, almost 100,000 commuters would normally be travelling on Arriva trains. But due to today's action by the ASLEF and RMT unions, many stations across Wales will be lifeless, with commuters having to find alternative ways to reach their destinations.
Several supermarkets are cutting the cost of diesel to below £1 a litre, its cheapest since 2009. Morrison's has already lowered prices at the pumps, as does Sainsbury's, and Tesco will do the same today. A group of heavily armed militiamen have occupied a national wildlife centre in the American state of Oregon. They say they're championing the rights of cattle ranchers over the federal government. The group's leader is Amon Bundy.
When government steps outside of its bounds that the people have given it, that it is the duty of the people to put that government back in its place.
And the weather, northeastern parts of the UK will have persistent rain with a continued risk of flooding. It'll feel cold in strong winds. Other parts will have a mixture of sunny spells and frequent showers. Some of them will be heavy and with the risk of thunder in the south. That's the BBC News at 3 minutes past 6. There are headlines at 6:30.
Happy New Year, good morning, it is Monday, delighted to have your company this morning in 2016, and just about to bring you something far too good to be forgotten. Welcome to the programme. My husband is the proud possessor of a certificate proving that he won first prize in the Noel and Dorridge Women's Institute Under-7s flower arranging in a egg cup competition.
get to my first delivery about 6:30, and they don't get there till, is it 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock? I can't remember. I get there, have a sleep for a few hours anyway. Give me body a chance to catch up with this. 3 o'clock in the morning. 2:30 I was up this morning. After a couple of weeks of lay-ins every day, that was hard.
Cream with Clearwater Revival's Bad Moon Rising 6 minutes past 6. First Monday 2016, how are you? Are you okay? I do hope that Christmas was as sparkly and jingly and belly as you possibly wanted it to be, and that you had a great lark and you had a lovely time and it was cosy and nice and the food was delish and you didn't argue too much with the family and you know, the telly delivered all that it was meant to deliver and you're in good spirits. I do hope so. It's lovely to have your company this year, and we're very, very pleased to have you around and have you on board. So I hope you're all right and flourishing this year, and I hope it will turn out to be a beautiful year for you and that all your dreams and prayers will come true. And if you're wondering what on earth's been going on here, what happened to me over the Xmas holes, let me fill you in with the potted history of everything so far.
Just a little bit of history repeated.
So I'll give you the highlight of my Christmas holes, and that was when lovely Saskia, daughter of the younger primary school teacher, was proposed to by her lovely suitor Mark, and it all happened in the new